Okay, so this will be my pretty much recruitment video for my private scientific expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valleys for the 2026 to 2027 Austral summer season, which would effectively be November 2026 to February 2027, roughly, depending on how things work out. Still in the relatively early stages of planning everything logistically, financially, training wise, and so on. And as of right now, I don't have any expedition members who have been able to have shown the willingness or ability to hold themselves to the standard necessary to go on the expedition. And most importantly, it's going to take, intelligence, courage, right? That might be the most important, possibly. Intelligence, courage, heart, right? Pure intentions, faith in, Jesus Christ effectively. And you're going to really have to prove pure intent, courage, right? By holding yourself now to the same standard that I'm displaying here, or trying to hold myself to, right? The same level of accountability, the same standard, right, of courage, where I'm putting myself out here and risking, my life, basically, as a result of, these escalating death threats and all that, and other threats, right? So those continue to escalate from this gang stalking network. So I merged my timelines between, ER17, Evil Reflection 17, the original name of my channel going back, or pretty much the original name of my channel going back to like 2018, right? So I've merged my IRL documentation now with my forensic level analytical documentation that was on the channel that was formerly known as Nerve is a Demon Tear, but now I changed it to my full legal name, Matthew David Wider. So I'm making this video to basically tell anybody who is potentially interested in coming along on this private, non-government, scientific expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valleys that you will have to provide receipts of legitimacy, documentation, just as I have through my, for example, DS4131 form. You will have to show your face, and you will have to stand up to the Red Triangle Network and defend me, and you will have to use logic and reason to refute the scripted narrative lies from this gang stalking machine, right? That is being commonly referred to now as the Red Triangle Network, but it is more generally just the gang stalking network. So for the people that would be interested in coming along, I believe right now the maximum number would be 10, probably 6 to 10 is what it's looking like right now. So I can recruit 5 to 9 more people. So anyone that is potentially interested in coming along on this expedition to the McMurdo Dry Valleys, ASPA Zone 172, for the 2026 to 2027 Austral summer season, this is the standard that you're going to have to, the standard of courage, discipline, logic, and reason that you're going to have to hold yourself to, and you're going to have to, be willing to subject yourself and all this stuff to the same level of scrutiny and risks that I have now, for example, and other real targeted individuals have subjected themselves to as a result of holding these gang stalkers accountable, refuting, exposing, dissecting the architecture of their lies, the web of nodes, for example, right? So this is what it's going to take. You're going to have to be honest, right? You're going to have to not only just say it, but you're going to have to prove it with receipts. For example, if you make a claim, right, show the screenshots, show the timestamps, show the timelines of your story. Are you legitimate? Go back. For example, I'm going to show receipts going back 25 plus years in this case of my backstory and my basically the nature of my the PSYOP, right? All the PSYOPs that have been run on me now going back 20 plus years and all that. So you're going to have to prove you're legitimate, because these network nodes and these eternal liars will come up with any number of stories to manipulate targets and real people. They have no shame. They have really no remorse, it would seem. And for whatever reason, they seem to just want to lie forever, and they don't have any ill feelings about it. And they, so anyhow, you're going to basically have to show who you are and prove you're real, show your face, show your name, prove that you are a real person with legit documentation that can be verified by analytical tools, not just stories, not just feelings. And this is what it's going to take if you wish to come along on this expedition that I'm leading for, later this year or perhaps early next year. So, I hope that I've made my, I hope I've made it clear, what it's going to take. If you want to come along on the expedition, you're going to have to give up the, whatever it is, like 7 deadly sins of the fallen state of humanity. If you really want to come along, no more lying, no more laziness, no more anger, so to speak, or unjust anger, right? Of course, anger is justified in some cases because of what they're doing here, but let's try to be as grounded as possible, logical and analytical as possible here, and have as much heart and courage and intelligence as we possibly can here. Pure intentions, but of course, the path to heaven, like they say, is paved, or they say whatever, the path to hell is paved with pure intentions, because faith without works is dead, and we need proof of work right now. So please, anybody out there that's legitimately interested in coming along on this expedition that I'm planning, please, if you want to qualify, right, this is the vetting process. You will have to hold yourself to the same standard that I have now set, as far as proving who I am, with receipts, and also coming forward, honestly, and, because, with the escalating amount of death threats and other type of threats that I'm receiving, I am obviously putting myself, I'm escalating the risks in my own life, but I did that. I sacrificed my own anonymity on, so-called anonymity, because I'll expose that all later, and it's actually all documented on my Matthew David Wider channel, formerly known as Nerve is a Demon Tear. So, you can go back and see that this PSYOP network has infiltrated my life going back over 2 decades. So, but now that I have, officially merged the timelines, and it has caused enormous damage to the network's ability to maintain plausible deniability and control their false narratives, right, and spins, because now I'm being transparent out in the open, and they have a much much more difficult time maintaining plausible deniability of their threats and crimes and the overall architecture of how their network operates, where these different webs and nodes are basically all interacting with each other while they pretend to be separate entities, but they are legion effectively, symbolically. They are one entity. So please, if you want to come along on this expedition, show some courage, show some faith, right, in Jesus Christ, and show some heart and courage and all that, and please hold yourself to the same standard that I'm trying to now hold myself to. It's also a work in progress too, because I lived so much of my life in sin, and I was manipulated by these handlers and shills for so many years. They wanted me to be degenerate and lazy or whatever, and and all this stuff to dismiss who I am. So please, this is what it will take. This is the vetting process. So show receipts, show face, and everything else that I've gone over in this video. And that's what it's going to take for anybody out there that's potentially interested in coming along on my expedition to Antarctica.